Okay, so the last reading that I need to do this evening so that I can address a few things tomorrow, mañana. Uh, 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 these cards are a mess, so I may just give you the pre-read while I'm organizing things. While I'm organizing things, I'll just tell you what's been on my mind. So, there's been this Gaia organization that's been around for X amount of time. That is the X-Men. X equals time. So really, when you're thinking about what kind of time we're talking about, it could have been infinite for all you know, for all we know. Okay. And that being the case, there are certain trajectories that are more likely to skip across time and space. One of which is being virtual reality. You spell that backwards, VR, then it just makes an RV, which is kind of like a traveling mobile. So I want you to think about the movie The No Mobile. If you haven't seen it, you can go watch it if you want to. I think it's free on Netflix. No, excuse me, on YouTube. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, YouTube, free. Anyway, really good movie, but it's old. And when I was younger, it was so entertaining to me. And when I watched it as an adult, it was not that stimulating. Like, I was like, why was this so captivating to me as a child, right? Um, then after thinking about it for an evening, the magic of the movie kind of caught on again. You know what I'm saying? Got my second win. So this is my thing. There are certain races that know how to, they're seed races. They're put there to begin something for you. And once they've begun it, it's your prerogative. No, I'm not talking about frogs. Go look it up. Prerogative to either take that or not. And this is what it is. It's service. Service with an open heart is a key to satisfaction. In this specific case, somebody is aiding somebody else in healing. So I've been given the ethereal green light to go ahead with this reading. There's whatever you believe in. If you've watched my channel before, you'll know this. Whatever you believe in is possible and is probably out there, because actually reality is stranger than fiction, because fiction is reality. It's like that Mandela effect thing. But we'll save that for another Della Reese day. Today we're just going to use this hodgepodge of cards, okay? Because I don't feel like sorting all that. Well, not all at one time at least. So we'll just use it while I'm sorting. This is going to be for the avatar, which are equivalent to the blue skin aliens. Turn it up. Okay. Number one. Number two, we're not walking away unfulfilled. Okay. We will turn down for what? For what? For what reason do you see to turn down? Okay, all that glitters. This is the Page of Swords in the reverse, meaning you kind of like, you're not going to walk away from something that glitters. You're going to buy it, but you're going to like repurpose it. Does that make sense? Like, I need all of those rhinestones to put in my face, like a big old Tupac bling. So I can make the hotline bling, right? Yeah, there's cosmic root connection. This is realizing that like when you turn up, so does your entire bloodline, or so does everyone connected to you. It's a contagious, one thing's for certain, two things for sure, energy that is going to continue to be of service to other people. Music can be therapy. It isn't just like a pair of headphones like Beats by Dre, okay? There's also binaural beats that actually influence mood, um, chemical balance in your brain, and a whole bunch of other aspects of healing can be used in a very positive way. So I want that to be a preface. For those of y'all who are interested in the more woo-woo, mystical aspect of this, let's just go ahead and ask the question that's on all your mind. Are avatars real? Like, if my child stays immersed in this VR computer world, is is there really an avatar out there that looks like them, that acts like them, that has their mannerisms somewhat copied to a T, honestly? I know it sounds sick, but this is the most basic thing ever, right? Oof. Yeah, they're mining for diamonds off the coast of a whole bunch of places. See those two slabs of bread? Most likely Wonder White. The meat, totally different type of farmland. You go from millet to beef at that point. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Um, I do believe we just had service out here for turning up. This wheel right here, this wheelchair, it doesn't mean that you're unfortunate. It means that you're being helped. You're being aided, assisted in a way that is going to behoove you. It's going to wheel you forward rather than you getting stuck in one way or the other in this chair or on this type of luck. That's what's going on right there. What's going on over here? They still want to know directly a yes or no question. Fine. I thought this was a yes. Yes, fortunately, avatars do exist. Airbenders, earthbenders, firebenders. That's what we're doing. This is tarot. Nice to meet you. Yeah, that's a stairwell. Okay. So I don't tend to love being stared at, but I also don't tend to put a whole bunch of effort into it because I don't actually care. So some people, it's everything. I know females that won't go to sleep without makeup on their face, which is great. Like if you're making up with your boyfriend every night before you go to sleep, touche. Okay, that's the kind of makeup I'm trying to wear. What I'm not trying to wear is literal makeup though that has to be washed, scrubbed, rub-a-dub-dubbed off my face before I have to go to sleep. So if you can't handle me barefaced, kind of just in my real state, then you probably won't be able to handle the rest of my life either. So I have no problem just being Bam. It's like being Bambi instead of being like at the bottom of the stairs, messed up. Messed up at the bottom of the stairs. Just, ugh. What it is. Prefer to create my own demise if that's where I have to go. Right? So that's what the avatar is. It's realizing that people with striped skin, polka dotted skin, zigzag skin, rose skin, uh, shoot, any type of leopard skin, tiger skin, you know, Everyone's unique. So if the only thing you're seeing is what they look like on the outside, you're literally choosing which carpet you want to skin next because you might as well treat them like a piece of chattel. Yeah. Some people are striped and they don't want to talk about it. It's like, no. See how this had two outcomes here? You wouldn't be able to tell that bee from the outside. This one is bam. This one is wham. In terms of onomatopoeias, that's a very different definition. Bam is like could possibly be a good thing. Possibly. Wham is very, when you whammy somebody, or wham bam thank you ma'am, or like any wham reference is not really good. So that's why this is poignant. The bam is like bam, here I am. Or like wham bam thank you ma'am, but it's the other side of it. Wham bam thank you ma'am. Yeah, there's a two-sided part to this. The avatar is showing you that through virtue or reality. Sometimes people don't really understand things until it's glaringly obvious that their vision has been built on the back, quite literally, of someone else's empire, someone else's powerhouse, someone else's offspring, really. And then when they're like, "Oh, it's not personal. Don't take it that way." Even she's digging at it. I'm not even doing anything, okay? So when people tell you to dig deep, you need to understand what it means to dig deep. Understand that whatever avatar you're living in right now, it's kind of like living inside of a sim, right? You have a SIM card in your phone, and well, your sim would have your personality to a specific extent. You make an avatar that looks exactly like you, right? And it's kind of like having a voodoo doll of yourself. Oh, now there's innovation for the family. I mean, the planet. I mean, us. If you already have emotional support animals that do a phenomenal job at preventing the abnormal phenomenon from taking place in a negative way, what makes you think that they can't do that same thing when it comes to interplanetary communication? Would you like to pick a card, love? Can we pick one from here? There you go, my best. Which one would you like? Did you want what? Which one would you like? Oh, yeah. Okay, she chose this one. This one right here. Number 18, shallow mind, right? Oh, I'm just hearing shallow as star is born. Okay, she said yes, that's correct. To start from the self and try to understand all things. Excuse me, I have allergies sometimes. Is delusion. To let the self be awakened by all things is the ultimate awakening. To let the self be awakened by all things is the ultimate awakening. So I don't know if you've heard the song Awaken by League of Legends, but speaking of VR, that's a really great example of exactly what I'm talking about. This is a spiritual warfare that the Avatar are really, really good at, turns out. If you want to talk about people that are good at coding, gamers are definitely the ones that you want to be cozied up with, you know? Yep. Here's gain and loss, number 2 in the reverse. Yeah, they're not going to leave you just passed out. They're going to try to. They know how. There's a movie called Hackers that I saw relatively young. Yep, do not steal. It is about knowing how to gain access. This is gain and loss and do not steal. It's about knowing how to gain access to specific pieces of information that could elevate the general collective rather than depress. This is more of a street understanding of how to integrate knowledge as well as street smarts. It's the same information that animals have to contribute, being domesticated. Compulsive feeling, number 21. So you have number 18, number 33, and number 21. Gain and loss, do not steal, compulsive feeling, right? These came out topsy-turvy, but I'm showing them to you in the upright because altogether what this communicates is that you win some, you lose some. It's not really about that. It's about learning how to be a good sport. Once you're a good sport, it doesn't matter where you exist, whether you're on the street, in the office, at home, with your best friend, your spouse, you know, you're not going to steal. You're not the type to like just take something that doesn't belong to you. But also, if someone's like, oh, I'm going to pay you back. Oh, I'm going to pay you back. Oh, I'm going to make it up to you. Oh, I'm going to make it up to you eventually. You're like, I don't believe you. You have this compulsion to keep lying in my face as if I'm not recognizing the pattern. And it's getting tiresome. So that's why things have to be innovated, changed, swapped out, altered. Altered in a very major way. Yeah, it isn't pleasant for everybody involved. I think everyone's like slightly uncomfortable. Let me get some more answers about Avatar, please, because Buddha did want to come out in an earlier reading. Praise and blame, number 3. So you might need to understand that like the difference between truth and consequence, praise and blame, is the fact that you're only taking into consideration 2 sides, whereas this is card number 3. So there's always a third side to things. There's always a part to the puzzle that you might not know where it goes, where it is, for that matter. Could have sucked you up with a vacuum cleaner on accident, for all we know. You know what I mean? Like, there might be some unsolved parts of life that it's okay for you not to know anymore. I don't know. I used to, when I first bought it, I knew where it was. But after that, I don't know. It's all right. Someone else might find it and give it back to you if you're really, really lucky. Really very lucky, to be honest. Just as a solid rock is not shaken by the storm, even so the wise are not affected by praise or blame. So the wisdom that's offered by these 3 kings, if you will, and this is not coming from the king himself. This is coming from the 3 kings. The wise are not affected by praise or blame. So basically what other people think about you is irrelevant. It will remain that way. Because people secretly praise you when they're trying to blame you out loud, and vice versa. just like cheat code, right quick, okay? But with an XI instead of a CHI, or maybe CHI instead of an XI, it's the energy that you're bringing to the table is really, really crucial. VR is awesome, but not when you're in a game that is only about annihilation. Death Incorporated, where you spread the plague as rapidly as possible. Number 5, 3 and 5, this is still bottom of the deck. Praise and Blame, but number 5 came out. This is sensory desires. These are things that you should not desire, but you do. So it's like STDs or STIs, like something like that, you know? It's the same as the plague. It's a disease. It's a virus. It's an outbreak, right? And all of us are involved in it because we're all in the same boat. The virus doesn't care what your economic level is, doesn't care about your ethnicity, your race. Some people are more prone to genetic disorders. Yeah, unconscious choice. Genetic disorders, like I was saying. But this is not something that's like that. The avatar are really very systemic in being able to identify the prime position and functioning role of individuals in society. So if we were talking about like divergency, they would be the one that's like the sorting, the ones that decide for the rest of society. Because they've got the creative spark, which is their like just the way that they reproduce naturally. And then also I don't know why I want to say it this way, but I'll just put it out there. The plumage, which is usually saved for avians, the plumage of branches. So I guess it's like branches of your family tree that can just take off. Mm-hmm. Not in a bad way, in a good way, but also in a bad way. If that makes sense. It's the gain and the loss. Like you could have like a huge family, for example. You take off like, ooh, now we're the Duggars. Now we're the Goslins. You know what I'm saying? Like now we've got 1,000 children, right? Or you could just be like, oh well, this is the runaway bride. This is all of the other runaway brides. These are the non-committal men. You know what I mean? Like it depends on the history of your family, the way that your family is gonna take off. Yep, self-flagellation mind. You yourself are your own obstacle. Rise above yourself. That's what I mean. Quite literally. This is number 24. So, this being the case, this is the wow factor. The eve of people having to believe that there's only one race of individuals that are superior to one another. I'll just use angelic messenger cards to go along with these. What we have here on the table, I'm just going to remind you. We have number 14, number 31, and number 4. I think I put a lot of these back, to be honest. Let me just get a new reading. I'll just get a fresh read. Do you know this was at the top of the reading, though? Okay. Gonna go from this pile again. Innovation for the planet, right? All that glitters is not gold. We're looking for this hamburger moment, one that's nutritious for the earth, innovative for the planet. That's what we mean. There's a balanced, healthy diet. There's the blue planet. That's right. That's us. That's right. Innovation for the planet, this one. This planet right here. hmm hmm That's why the avatar exists. I'm gonna go ahead and get royalty cards. A lot of royals have been wanting to show up, show up in the read and show out every time they go out. Yeah, okay, so here's Ride the Wave. Right, so these two ideas, you see the jumping dolphins. I feel like there's a hitchhiker's guide somewhere in there. But this is innovation for the planet, and they're like, what? We're out of here. Okay? Yeah, this is their trajectory. They're going from there to there. We already talked about planetary jumping or planetary jumping in, like jumping into the rhythm of living in a different environment. Yeah, learn by living it. Couldn't agree more with this right here. Some people, it's like a every other. Also, I can say this: there's a generational thing going on here. Some people get caught here or there, and other people just kind of go between. You know, and it's not that they haven't fallen behind. You need to understand that this wave right here that these two are jumping out of, it rose from somewhere.